army people, and at least in the last few years, he's gotten help, and anytime he goes off his medication, he does slip into psychosis, which he actually went through a lot of money due to his psychosis, and lately he's been doing much better. I think it's because my father is more directly involved in his care, and my father isn't his legal guardian, but he does take a lot of responsibility for my brother's activity and general mental health. And he was always very reserved, very different from our family, and my parents would later, when I was a teen, in the late 2000s to 2010s, would always say I was very much like him, which now I would say would be a compliment, but back then they didn't mean it as a compliment. And he traveled to a lot of different states. I mean, he's been to Ohio, Kentucky, Florida. He's been to a lot of interesting places. I wonder if I get my love of travel from him, or the equivalents. And he always had a very toxic relationship with my parents, especially with my mother. And I think he blames her for exacerbating his mental issues due to the religious part of his childhood, which I definitely understand now. And he just had so many problems. And being in the environment he was raised, there was a disconnect between mental health, mental illness, and my family just did not believe in therapy or finding people who would help manage his mental issues. And I'm not going to say that religion causes mental issues, but I do believe that mental issues can be exacerbated or compounded due to religious trauma, being in a religious environment, and the environment was not conducive to good mental health. And I think having very religious parents took an issue that was maybe a 4 and turned it into like a 9 due to the environment he was raised. And I have not been in contact with him in at least 7 years because it just wasn't a wise thing to do with his mental issues and his psychosis. It really wasn't safe for him to know where I lived due to he can have very erratic behavior. But in the last year and a half, he has gotten better. He's on medication. He can actually work again. So I haven't spoken with him directly, but I have been on the phone with my parents when they were talking to him. But I have not had a conversation with him. And I'm okay with that. I mean, he has to do his thing, and just because